Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're going to take a closer look at a coin that may seem like just another part of everyday change, but which holds far more value than most people realize. We're talking about the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1982. While quarters might not be the first coin that comes to mind when we think about rare finds, this particular year holds a significant place in the world of numismatics, and you might be surprised at just how much it could be worth. Let's begin with a bit of history about the Washington quarter dollar itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse of the coin features a profile of Washington, while the reverse shows an eagle standing proudly, symbolizing the strength and freedom of the country. This coin has been an iconic symbol of American coinage for decades, and it's cherished by collectors for its enduring design and connection to the nation's history. The 1982 Washington quarter is part of a long series that spans decades. This series saw a lot of changes throughout its history, but in 1982, the coin was produced in relatively large numbers, like most other years. However, it's precisely the rarity of specific mints and unique conditions that make some of these quarters truly valuable today. The 1982 coin has piqued the interest of collectors, and there's one specific version of this coin that has been making waves in the numismatic community. But what is it that makes the 1982 Washington quarter dollar so special? Let's break it down. When you think of coins, one thing that stands out immediately is the mint mark. The mint mark is used by the U.S. Mint to identify where a coin was struck, and it can tell you a lot about the rarity and potential value of a coin. The 1982 Washington quarter dollar was minted in 3 different locations: the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by no mint mark, the Denver Mint, marked with a D, and the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. While coins from all 3 of these mints are part of the 1982 series, it's the quarters struck at certain mints that have attracted more attention and demand from collectors. The coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint are usually the most abundant and are often seen in average circulated condition. However, the quarters struck at the Denver Mint or San Francisco Mint are where things get interesting. These coins, especially those in uncirculated or mint condition, are highly sought after, and some examples of the 1982 Washington quarter dollar have become rare finds that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As with all coins, the value of the 1982 Washington quarter is heavily influenced by its condition. Coins that have been circulated and used in everyday transactions tend to show signs of wear, such as scratches, dings, and fading, which can reduce their value. However, coins that have remained in excellent or uncirculated condition are worth far more. These coins are often referred to as mint state or uncirculated coins, and they can fetch much higher prices on the market. One key feature to note when evaluating the condition of a coin is the strike quality. A high-quality strike means that the details on the coin are sharp, clear, and well-defined. The clarity of the design is crucial when determining the value of a coin. A coin with a poor strike, where the details appear weak or fuzzy, will typically be worth much less than one with a flawless strike. For the 1982 Washington quarter, finding one with excellent strike quality can really make a difference in its value. What makes this particular coin so interesting is the rarity of high-quality specimens, especially when considering the passage of time. Coins that have remained in pristine condition, free from the usual wear and tear of daily circulation, are becoming increasingly difficult to find as time passes. If you come across a 1982 Washington quarter in mint state, it could be a true treasure. Additionally, there are always the possibilities of minting errors, which are highly prized by collectors. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to coins that are different from what was intended. These error coins are incredibly rare and can significantly increase the value of a coin. If you manage to find a 1982 Washington quarter with a noticeable error, it could be worth a lot more than a standard, non-error coin. While most of the 1982 Washington quarter dollars were produced for general circulation, a select few may have been set aside for collectors. These proof coins were struck with higher precision and given a special finish, making them ideal for collection purposes. Proof coins from the 1982 series, especially those in excellent condition, are often more valuable than standard circulation pieces. Now, let's talk numbers. How much can this coin actually be worth in today's market? Well, if you happen to find a 1982 Washington quarter that is in mint condition, you're already off to a great start. However, if you manage to find a coin with a rare mint mark, an incredible strike, or even one with a minting error, your coin's value could be much higher. So, after all this talk about the 1982 Washington quarter dollar, you must be wondering, how much is it worth? The answer is impressive. If you have a pristine, uncirculated 1982 Washington quarter, it could be worth as much as $95,000. Yes, you heard that right, $95,000 for a single quarter. It may seem unbelievable, but the value of certain coins can skyrocket when they're rare, in perfect condition, or have some unique feature. It's hard to imagine that something as simple as a quarter could be worth so much, but that's what makes the world of coin collecting so thrilling. The discovery of a rare coin, especially one in mint condition, can turn an ordinary piece of currency into a valuable collector's item. So, if you happen to come across a 1982 Washington quarter that looks like it's in excellent condition, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you think. Before you run to check your coin collections, keep in mind that not every 1982 Washington quarter will be worth a small fortune. The key is in the details, the mint mark, the condition, and whether or not the coin is an error coin. If you have a coin that fits the bill, you could be looking at a significant payday. Today, we're diving into a coin that might be hiding in your collection, waiting to surprise you with its incredible value. We're talking about the 1971 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has become a prized possession for numismatists around the world. At first glance, it may seem like just another regular quarter, but there's much more than meets the eye when it comes to this specific coin from the early 70s. Stick around as we explore its history, design, rarity, and, most importantly, the potential value this coin holds in today's market. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be rushing to your coin jars to check for this hidden gem. Let's start with some background on the Washington quarter dollar itself. This iconic coin has been in circulation for over 80 years and continues to represent a cornerstone of American coinage. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States, this coin quickly became a staple in American currency. The coin was designed by John Flanagan, whose rendering of Washington's portrait is still seen on the obverse, front, side of the coin today. The reverse, back, of the coin originally featured an eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom. However, in 1976, the reverse design was changed to feature the bicentennial design, which we'll touch on a little later. The 1971 Washington quarter is part of the series that spans from 1932 up to the present day. Like most coins from this era, the 1971 quarter was produced in large quantities to meet the needs of the U.S. public. However, it's the scarcity and condition of these quarters that have made them highly collectible in recent years. So what makes the 1971 quarter stand out, and why should collectors be paying attention to this specific year? Let's break it down. First off, let's talk about the mint marks. These tiny letters play a huge role in determining the rarity and value of a coin. Mint marks are used to indicate which U.S. mint facility produced the coin, and depending on the location, the rarity of certain coins can vary. In 1971, quarters were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If you look closely at your 1971 quarter, you'll find a mint mark on the obverse side, just beneath Washington's neck. If there's no mint mark, the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. If there's a D, it was struck at the Denver Mint, and if there's an S, it was produced at the San Francisco Mint. You might be wondering if it really matters which mint the coin came from. The answer is yes. The minting location affects both the rarity and value of the coin. Typically, the coins produced in San Francisco and Denver are considered more valuable, especially if they are in exceptional condition. This is because quarters minted in these locations were often reserved for collectors or special purposes, making them harder to come by in the wild. Another factor that plays a major role in determining the value of the 1971 Washington quarter is its condition. Coins that have been used in daily circulation for years or even decades often show signs of wear, including scratches, discoloration, and rounded edges. These marks are a natural part of a coin's life cycle, but they can significantly decrease its value. That's why collectors are on the lookout for coins that are in excellent condition, often referred to as uncirculated or mint state coins. A coin that has remained free from damage and retains its original shine is much more valuable than one that has been well worn through regular use. When it comes to the 1971 Washington quarter, finding one that is in near perfect or mint condition is becoming increasingly rare. Many of these coins were used extensively and have suffered the effects of daily transactions. But what makes the 1971 Washington quarter truly special is the potential for high-quality examples, especially when you consider how rare they are to find. Minted decades ago, these quarters have had plenty of time to be worn, making those that remain in great condition even more valuable. In addition to the standard issues, there's another exciting aspect of coin collecting: error coins. Minting errors can happen during the production process, and when they do, they often create unique and valuable variations of the coin. Error coins can include anything from misprints in the design to coins struck off-center or with double dies. For example, if a 1971 Washington quarter was struck with a misplaced die or has a distorted design, it could be worth significantly more than a regular, error-free coin. Collectors love error coins because they are one of a kind, and their rarity can drive up their price. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much is this coin worth? Well, the value of a 1971 Washington quarter can vary greatly depending on its condition, mint mark, and whether it has any errors. A typical circulated 1971 quarter, with no special features, is worth just its face value, 25 cents. However, coins in excellent or uncirculated condition can fetch a much higher price. And if you're lucky enough to have a 1971 Washington quarter with a rare mint mark, perfect strike quality, or even an error, then the value can rise significantly. If you've managed to hold on to a high-quality 1971 Washington quarter, then you could be looking at a substantial payout. And if you find one that's in mint condition, or perhaps has some rare or unique qualities, the value could reach an impressive amount. In fact, some collectors have paid as much as $85,000 for a single 1971 Washington quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that correctly, $85,000 for a coin that, on its own, was worth only a quarter when it was first minted. So, the next time you're sifting through your spare change or flipping through your coin collection, keep an eye out for the 1971 Washington quarter. If you happen to come across one that looks particularly well preserved or has a rare mint mark, you might be holding a hidden treasure. Whether you're just starting to collect or have been a coin enthusiast for years, the world of rare coins is full of surprises. The value of a coin can be much higher than its face value if it's in excellent condition, has a unique feature, or comes from a special minting. The 1971 Washington quarter is a perfect example of this. What might seem like an ordinary coin can turn out to be worth a small fortune if you know where to look and how to evaluate its worth. Today's video will surely captivate you. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1965 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that may seem like just another quarter at first glance but could be worth a fortune if you know what to look for. Stick around until the end, as we'll be revealing just how much this particular coin could be worth. Believe me, you'll be amazed. First, let's start by understanding the history behind this iconic coin. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first President of the United States. Since its debut, this coin has become a staple of American currency. The design of the coin is instantly recognizable, with the obverse, front, featuring a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse, back, of the coin, which features an eagle perched on an olive branch, symbolizes strength, freedom, and the United States' enduring spirit. The Washington quarter has had several different design updates over the years, but by 1965, it had already become a significant part of the nation's daily transactions. However, 1965 was a pivotal year in the history of U.S. coins. Let's take a closer look at why this year stands out and what makes the 1965 Washington quarter so unique. In 1965, the United States was facing a major coinage crisis. The price of silver was rising rapidly, which made it too expensive to mint coins like the quarter with the same silver content that had been used in previous years. Before 1965, quarters were made with 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the government made a bold decision to change the composition of the quarter. Starting in 1965, quarters, as well as dimes, were made from a cupronickel-clad composition, which is 75% copper and 25% nickel, instead of the traditional 90% silver. This shift in the metal content led to the 1965 Washington quarter being particularly significant. Unlike earlier quarters, these were no longer composed of silver, but instead, they were minted using a much less expensive material. While this change was crucial for keeping the cost of producing coins under control, it also meant that the silver quarter would become a thing of the past, making any remaining silver quarters, especially the ones from earlier years, highly sought after. For collectors, the 1965 Washington quarter is part of a transitional period in U.S. coinage. While most of the coins from this year were struck using the new cupronickel composition, a small number of quarters were mistakenly struck using silver, making these rare, silver, quarters extremely valuable. That's right, while most 1965 quarters are composed of cupronickel, if you happen to have one that was accidentally struck with silver, you might be in possession of a rare and highly valuable coin. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare 1965 Washington quarters made from silver? The easiest way to check is by examining the coin's weight and sound. A regular cupronickel 1965 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while a silver quarter from 1965 would weigh about 6.25 grams, just a little heavier. Also, when you drop the two coins, you'll notice the sound of a silver quarter is different from that of a cupronickel quarter. The silver quarter will produce a higher-pitched, ringing sound, while the cupronickel quarter has a duller tone. If you find that your 1965 Washington quarter is made of silver, you've just discovered a hidden treasure. This rare variation of the coin has become incredibly valuable, especially in high grades of condition. While a regular 1965 quarter may be worth only its face value of 25 cents, a silver quarter from 1965 can fetch a significant price. But just how much can a 1965 silver Washington quarter be worth? As with any rare coin, the value of a 1965 Washington quarter depends on its condition and rarity. Most of the silver quarters are circulated, meaning they show signs of wear and tear from being used in daily transactions. However, if you find a 1965 silver quarter in mint condition, without any scratches or other imperfections, you're sitting on a truly rare and valuable coin. Coins in higher grades are always in demand from collectors, and the price can skyrocket depending on how pristine the coin is. In addition to the condition, other factors such as the coin's mint mark can also influence its value. Mint marks are small letters found on the obverse of the coin, near the date, which indicate where the coin was minted. In 1965, quarters were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. If your 1965 quarter has a D mint mark, it was minted in Denver, and if it has an S, it was struck at the San Francisco mint. If there's no mint mark, it was produced at the Philadelphia mint. Mint marks can play an important role in determining a coin's value because coins struck at certain mints are often rarer or more sought after by collectors. For instance, coins minted at the San Francisco mint are often highly desirable because the mintage numbers from this mint were typically lower than those from Philadelphia or Denver, while finding a silver 1965 Washington quarter in great condition is rare enough. The added factor of an error or unique feature can make this coin even more valuable. Error coins, such as those with misstrikes, off-center designs, or double dies, are highly coveted by collectors. These coins are often seen as one of a kind, and their rarity drives up their value. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the value of this coin. If you happen to have a 1965 Washington quarter made from silver in mint condition, the value can be astounding. A typical silver 1965 quarter in average condition can sell for hundreds of dollars, but a pristine example, especially one with a rare mint mark or unique feature, can fetch even higher prices. And for a truly exceptional coin that has been carefully preserved and remains in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at an incredible amount of money. In fact, depending on the condition, the rarity, and any special features, a 1965 Washington silver quarter can be worth as much as $65,000. Yes, that's $65,000 for a single coin. Just think about it. What might have once been considered a common quarter has turned into a treasure that could be worth more than a car, a vacation, or even a down payment on a house. So, if you're sitting on a collection of old coins, make sure to carefully check your 1965 Washington quarters. If you find one made of silver and in great condition, you might just have a fortune on your hands. Even if your quarter isn't silver, don't despair. The 1965 Washington quarter is still a fascinating coin with an interesting history and a special place in the world of numismatics. Today's video is going to take you on an exciting journey into the remarkable value and history of a specific coin, the Washington quarter dollar from 1979. This coin might seem like just another quarter, but it could be hiding a huge value that most people would never expect. Stick around to find out how much this particular coin could be worth today. It might just surprise you. Let's start by taking a look at the history of the Washington quarter. This coin has been an iconic symbol of American currency since it was first introduced in 1932. Designed by John Flanagan, the Washington quarter honors George Washington, the first president of the United States. The obverse of the coin features a classic portrait of Washington, and the reverse shows a bald eagle perched on an olive branch, a symbol of peace and strength. These features have made the Washington quarter a familiar coin in American pockets and collections for decades. In 1979, the Washington quarter was still in circulation, but that year marked an interesting transition in U.S. coinage history. By the late 1970s, the U.S. Mint was already in the midst of experimenting with new designs and compositions for its coins. However, the 1979 quarter is particularly fascinating because of the subtle but important details that set it apart from other coins of the era. For collectors, the 1979 Washington quarter stands as a reminder of a pivotal time in U.S. minting history. What makes the 1979 Washington quarter so interesting, especially for collectors, is that it was the last year the U.S. Mint produced coins with the traditional design before the changes that occurred in subsequent years. This coin is part of the final wave of quarters minted in the late 20th century that still carried the classic design with only minor alterations. The 1979 quarter was produced by the United States Mint in three primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. As with many other coins, the mint mark is a key feature to look for when determining a coin's origin. A D mint mark indicates it was minted in Denver. An S mint mark represents the San Francisco Mint, and no mint mark indicates it was produced in Philadelphia. The composition of the 1979 Washington quarter was also significant. Like its predecessors in the 1960s and 1970s, the coin was made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which replaced the 90% silver quarters of earlier years. These quarters are still composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving them a distinct appearance and feel compared to older silver coins. Despite this shift, these quarters have remained popular with collectors due to their enduring historical significance and design. Now, let's talk about why this coin, specifically the 1979 Washington quarter, could be worth more than you might think. While the 1979 quarter wasn't struck with any major design changes or special minting techniques, there are still a few key factors that make this coin valuable to collectors today. First, we have to consider the concept of rarity. The United States Mint produced millions of quarters each year, including in 1979. However, over time, many of these coins became worn out from circulation. The most valuable coins in any series are often those that have been kept in pristine condition, free from the usual wear and tear. If you happen to come across a 1979 Washington quarter in uncirculated or mint condition, you could be looking at a coin worth significantly more than its face value. Another factor that makes the 1979 Washington quarter desirable is the possibility of mint errors. Coin errors are often some of the most highly sought-after items among collectors. These errors can include things like misstrikes, double die impressions, or incorrect edge lettering. If you find a 1979 Washington quarter with a unique error, it could significantly increase the coin's value. For example, there are a few cases where collectors have found 1979 Washington quarters with double dies or slight design flaws that were overlooked by the mint. These unique errors can cause the coin's value to skyrocket, sometimes making it worth far more than its original face value. Aside from the errors and uncirculated condition, there's also the matter of the coin's historical significance. The 1979 Washington quarter is one of the last quarters produced before the U.S. Mint began making significant changes to its designs in the 1980s. As such, it marks the end of an era in U.S. coinage, making it a favorite among collectors who want to own a piece of that history. You may be wondering, how much could a 1979 Washington quarter really be worth? After all, it's just a quarter, right? Well, as we've seen in the world of coin collecting, even the most seemingly ordinary coins can have extraordinary value depending on the condition, rarity, and any special features they may have. A 1979 Washington quarter in average circulated condition might only be worth a few dollars over its face value. However, coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, or those with unique errors, can command much higher prices in the market. If you happen to have a 1979 Washington quarter with a mint error or in perfect, uncirculated condition, its value can easily be worth $88,000. Yes, that's right, $88,000. For a single coin. This could mean that a coin you've overlooked or kept tucked away in your collection might just be sitting on a small fortune. You might be wondering, how can you know if your 1979 Washington quarter is worth this kind of money? Well, the first thing to do is check the condition of the coin. A coin that has been in circulation for decades is likely to show signs of wear, but if your quarter still shines with sharp details and has minimal scratches or marks, it's likely in high-grade condition. You'll also want to check for any potential errors, such as misstrikes or double dies, as these can significantly increase the value of the coin. If you think you found a coin worth something special, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded. Coin grading is an essential step in determining a coin's value, and a high-grade coin will fetch a higher price on the market. In conclusion, while the 1979 Washington quarter might seem like just another quarter in your pocket, it's important to remember that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. With its rich history, potential for rare errors, and the possibility of being in mint condition, this coin could be worth far more than its face value. So, if you happen to find one of these coins tucked away in your collection, don't overlook it. Take a closer look and see if it might just be the next big discovery in your numismatic journey. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of American coins, and we have something special lined up for you. Imagine uncovering a coin that has been quietly hiding in your collection, potentially worth a small fortune. You might have just that coin sitting in your pocket right now. We're talking about the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1992, a coin that, depending on its condition and unique characteristics, could be worth much more than you'd expect. Let's start by setting the stage with a bit of historical context. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since its introduction in 1932. Designed by John Flanagan, this iconic coin features George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse side. The reverse side depicts a majestic eagle clutching an olive branch, a symbol of peace and strength, and a reminder of the country's resilience. By the time we reached 1992, the Washington quarter had undergone a series of changes over the years, with design updates and a switch in the composition of the coin. The 1992 Washington quarter was part of the continued standard issue for the U.S. Mint, but it also represents a fascinating period in American history, particularly because the mint was beginning to shift focus on more commemorative designs in the years that followed. Now, let's talk about the 1992 Washington quarters features, starting with the coin's composition. By this time, the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned from the silver quarters of earlier decades to the clad quarters, which are made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This shift in composition began in the 1960s, as the rising price of silver made it too costly to continue minting silver coins. While the 1992 quarter may not have the same precious metal content as its earlier counterparts, it still holds immense value for collectors due to its design, rarity, and condition. What truly sets the 1992 Washington quarter apart from other years of production is the potential for finding rare or unique variants of the coin, which can significantly increase its value. Let's take a closer look at some factors that influence the worth of the 1992 Washington quarter, starting with the condition of the coin. Condition is one of the most important elements when it comes to determining the value of a coin. Most of the 1992 quarters that were minted went into circulation, which means they were subjected to wear and tear over the years. However, for collectors, a coin in mint condition, or uncirculated state, is highly sought after and can fetch a much higher price. A coin that has never been circulated will have sharp, clean details, with no signs of wear or damage. If you have a 1992 Washington quarter that looks almost as fresh as the day it was minted, you could be looking at a coin that's worth considerably more than face value. But what if your 1992 Washington quarter isn't in perfect condition? Don't worry just yet, because there are other factors to consider. While uncirculated coins are the most valuable, there's also a premium attached to rare minting errors. Minting errors can include things like off-center strikes, double dies, or incorrect edge lettering. These errors are the result of mistakes during the minting process, and they make the coin highly unique. Collectors love these coins because they are one of a kind, and the rarity of a minting error often translates into a higher value. For instance, a 1992 Washington quarter with a noticeable error, like a double die or a misaligned strike, could be worth significantly more than a coin in perfect condition without any mistakes. These unique coins are highly prized in the numismatic community, and they often make their way to auction houses, where they can fetch top dollar from dedicated collectors looking to add rare items to their collection. Now, let's shift our focus to the mint marks on these coins. As you may know, U.S. coins are produced at various minting facilities across the country, and each facility has its own unique mint mark. The mint mark on the 1992 Washington quarter will tell you whether it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, or the San Francisco Mint. If the coin has a D mint mark, it was struck in Denver. If it has an S mint mark, it came from San Francisco, and if there is no mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia. Why does the mint mark matter? In some cases, certain mint marks can make a coin more valuable, especially if production at a particular mint was lower than others in that year. For example, if fewer quarters were minted at one facility, collectors may place a higher premium on those coins. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint is known for producing proof coins, which are specially struck coins intended for collectors. If you have a 1992 Washington quarter with an S mint mark and it's in proof condition, it could be worth even more than a regular circulation strike. While the 1992 Washington quarter may not be as famous as some of the earlier quarters in the series, its value and desirability among collectors have been steadily rising in recent years. As coin collectors continue to seek out coins with pristine condition, unique mint errors, and historical significance, the 1992 Washington quarter has gained attention in the marketplace. So, how much could a 1992 Washington quarter be worth if it's in great condition or features a rare minting error? While a standard 1992 Washington quarter in circulated condition might only be worth a small premium over face value, things start to get really interesting when you find a quarter in mint condition or with an error. And for those lucky enough to own a rare, high-grade 1992 Washington quarter, or one with a significant minting error, it could be worth $82,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $82,000 for a single coin. You might be wondering how you can find out if your 1992 Washington quarter is worth such a remarkable amount. The first step is to carefully examine your coin for its condition. If it looks uncirculated, or if you notice any unusual features like a double die or misalignment, it's time to take it to a professional coin grader. Grading is a critical part of determining a coin's value, and a certified coin grading service can provide you with an official assessment that will help you understand the true worth of your coin. If you suspect that your 1992 Washington quarter is more than just a regular coin, don't hesitate to reach out to a numismatic expert or a trusted coin dealer. They can help you determine whether you've stumbled upon a rare and valuable coin that could change your life. In conclusion, while the 1992 Washington quarter may seem like just another coin at first glance, it has the potential to be far more valuable than most people realize. Whether you have a coin in mint condition, one with a rare mint error, or even one with an intriguing mint mark, this quarter could be worth a substantial amount of money. So, the next time you come across a 1992 Washington quarter, take a closer look. It might just be worth $82,000. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the value and history of the 1992 Washington quarter, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more exciting coin discoveries, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Until next time, happy collecting.